Hey my beauties, welcome. It's Viv here. Today I want to share with you what Spirit led me to talk about is it was brought to my attention the amount of stress that social workers are under. Okay, I've mentioned in other videos, especially when I was younger, I had a lot of friends who were in social work, both men and women. I really got to see how much stress they were dealing with. And so I just want to talk about that a little bit today in terms of what can social workers, and I'm also going to mix in healthcare workers, anybody who is in a field where they're dealing with people who are under a lot of stress, people who are in crisis, people who are just in a lot of suffering. Okay, the first thing I want to say is just to acknowledge you that you have chosen to be one of the helpers, right, on the planet, in community, and that is very, very difficult. So first of all, just to say that you're doing great work by even having this intention to be in these fields. And here again, I'm talking like nurses, support staff in the medical field, doctors, but also again, social workers, the helping professions where you're really right in the trenches, as they say. So the first thing with that is acknowledging that you have tremendous amount of stress, right? You're trying to kind of save people and help people, and that's all around you. And just to acknowledge first that you are under stress. That's what I saw with my friends. I saw that it was difficult for them sometimes to turn off the pain that they saw, the abuse they saw, the systemic problems they saw, the repetitive nature of, especially some clients, their problems. I'm even thinking of a friend who came into my life more recently, who moved now to a bigger city to do social work, and they had lots of jobs open, actually in Chicago. She was moving to. So the first thing is to acknowledge you're under tremendous amount of stress and that you don't want to have that burnout. And again, ways that starts to show when you're hitting your limit is, and this is what I experienced, is health problems, health issues. So don't ignore, and I have a video, I'll put it here, don't ignore those signs. It's easy to kind of write them off or keep them disconnected, but they're really your body calling out for help and for support and maybe for a break or maybe for a complete change. But ignoring the signs doesn't help at all, right? Things just will get worse. So the first thing is to just acknowledge that you're under stress. And then here is where I really want to talk to you about the benefits of meditation specifically for you. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the benefits for those in the helping professions. And again, many of you have studied it. You may have taken a course where it was incorporated, okay? Especially social workers. Mindfulness is so much in the zeitgeist. I'm talking about mindfulness meditation specifically. And so you have a background in it. But are you doing a practice now? Are you doing a practice regularly that's supporting you? Have you been trained in it, not just at a more superficial level or as it relates to your clients, but for you? Okay, and that's what I'm sharing and that's what I'm teaching in my Soulful Mindfulness. I'm teaching mindfulness and other holistic practices for people dealing with tremendous amount of stress, like toxic levels of stress. So there's so many ways that mindfulness specifically will help you learning step by step how to do it and practicing it, right, with the support of a group of community. One, as I always say, it's going to give you a sense of your own inner stability. It's going to get stronger. Your own sense, I'd almost call it your own sense of self and inner peace. And I always picture like a mountain. You're going to have that sense of inner stability that then your clients are going to pick up on. So that's the first thing. I'm talking about the outcomes, okay? Then you'll also have more clarity of mind, where as the clients come in with, again, different problems, repetitive problems, whether it's with the law or whether it's with housing or their family and the court system and all of that, you're going to have a greater clarity of mind to get what's the right solution for them. That's going to be easier in your mind to sort out. And also, secondarily, you're going to start to be more tuned into your clients and what they can and can't do from almost a more intuitive place. So the mindfulness is going to build your own sense of appropriateness for each situation. Okay, so that's a second benefit. A third benefit is you're going to be able to start to leave work more at work. So you'll be able to disconnect with more ease when the day is over, and I know you may still have some paperwork you've got to do at home. I remember that from a girlfriend of mine. She's like, just the paperwork, and she was behind with the paperwork, and she was getting in trouble because she hadn't kept up with the paperwork. But that's another issue. But you'll be able to shut off work, at the end of the day, whether it's an extra hour you do some work at home, but you'll be able to shut your mind off and let go of the troubles of your clients. Now, let's go back to that thing of behind on work. I know that a lot of the requirements are ridiculous in terms of the paperwork, the documentation that you have to do. You will find, and this is the last benefit I'm going to give, because I think these 4 are enough for you to consider studying with me in my group program. I'll say more about it in a minute. But in terms of doing work, you're going to have greater mental focus. They have literally found that mindfulness meditation specifically, and it's a group of practices, parts of the brain actually get larger and grow. This is unprecedented. They thought at a certain age your brain didn't do major changes, right? That it stopped. I believe they thought in the 20s, which I never believed. But they literally saw, I think it's the hippocampus. There's a part of the brain that actually grows when people practice meditation, and it has to do with a lot of these benefits I'm talking about. So what you will find is when you have to do all this paperwork, which you're going to have to do, okay, you're more focused and you get it done with more ease, all right? These are the benefits, the 4 benefits that I'm just going to talk about today. If you are a social worker, caring profession, nurse, you all have that. People with trauma, you're all dealing with massive amounts of information. So mindfulness meditation specifically, I just really urge you to look into it. And I am running a program that starts as of this video. You may watch this years later, but check in the links below. But coming up this October 5th, it's on a Saturday morning. It's for 8 weeks. And you're not going to be lost in a Zoom call like I know some of these trainings, right? They might have 400 people. It's not like that. You will be in a small group of women, okay? And I will take you step by step with practices from how to truly relax and how to work with the mind, difficult emotions, difficult thoughts, how to incorporate it into your daily life. All of that we not just study and read about and read research about, because that's not really helpful, okay? I'm a very practical person. We're going to practice. You're going to come in and you're going to do it. I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to lead you, but then you'll get to practice it, all right? So you have the skill. It's not theoretical, because again, a lot of these fields, right? Medical fields, caring fields, there's a lot of theory, right? And you can quote who said this and who said that, but it's the practice, all right? To get that under your belt. And it's part of your self-care. So I really urge you, I invite you, this is a personal invitation to you if you're watching this, to come join me. It is a group program. It is very reasonable, very reasonably priced. And right now the price is as low as it will ever be, okay? Right now as I'm speaking, we're in early enrollment, okay? So the link will be below to my Soulful Mindfulness. And again, it's not just mindfulness. I'm going to also give you other very simple holistic practices that you can do to literally change your state. So if you're feeling stressed right in that moment, you had a difficult client who maybe was threatening or whatever, you can do some of these practices and come back to your baseline, okay? So think of how amazing that is, okay? And I just want to say you are worth it. Invest in yourself. Come and be in community with me, and I look forward to supporting you. And if you have any questions, you can put it right below the video or reach out to me at assistant@intheflowofmagic. That should work. But again, just look at the links below in case anything changes in the future, okay? Much love, peace and blessings. Bye.